Hey everyone, welcome to a webinar of OpenLM. I'm Sagi. I will be your guide for this webinar. We'll take a look at the basic functionality of OpenLM. We'll see what OpenLM can give you in its base form without any extensions. We'll see what it actually does. So probably may know me from the support. Probably some of you don't. But let's jump right in. If you have any questions, anything, just feel free. You can just simply ask. There is a questions box in the GoToWebinar window. You can just use that. And when I finish my presentation, I'll have a short Q&A session just to answer any issues you might have. So first of all, what will we be doing? So first of all, we'll be seeing the core functionality of OpenLM. We'll go over all the main reports that OpenLM has to offer. Now, I will not show you all the graphs and charts and reports that OpenLM has because I really don't want to overload you with information. We'll go over the main reports that really show how OpenLM can actually help you stretch your licenses to their limit, how it can help you increase utilization. So basically, OpenLM is about three things: monitoring, management, and reporting. We will go over the reporting and monitoring part. Management is reserved for extensions. So basically, how does it work? There are probably licensed servers spread out all across your system. Now, what you'll need to do is simply install an OpenLM broker on that licensed server. Now, the OpenLM broker will find all the license managers that you have there, either FlexLM, DSLS, LMX, doesn't matter. We support 30 different types of license managers. So it will find automatically all the license managers on the license server, and it will transmit the information to the OpenLM server. Now, if you want added functionality, then you'll need to install the OpenLM agent on the workstation. But basically, this is how the setup goes. Broker on the license server. You might have like 100 license servers, so you'll need 100 brokers, one for each license server. All of them will transmit information to the OpenLM core. If you want added functionality, use the agent, but eventually you see all the reports using any device, using the browser, using any browser you want. Sorry about that. So basically, this is the setup. This is the layout. The installation, just to clear the air, the installation is very simple. The OpenLM broker installation is just you put it on the license server, the MSI file, next, boom, that's it. Mostly it configures itself, but we also have a lot of documentation to help you with that if you need. Also the OpenLM core, next, and you got everything installed. But okay, let's see OpenLM. Let's take a look at OpenLM. Let's see what it gives us, how it can actually allow you to get a better insight over your licensing status. So how does OpenLM achieve that? First of all, it is able to show you a complete picture of what's going on right now with your system. So we'll start off with the license servers report. Now this shows me what's going on right now. It updates minute by minute, and it shows me how many are used right now, which licenses, and so on. So for example, if I click on the 1 value here, then I'll be able to see the feature inside and all the packages all the features within that feature package. Now we can also see who is using right now. So I can click here on the used value. Now I'll be able to see who is actually using the application. I see, for example, that David is using it. He's using this feature. This is when he started. This is his workstation. He's a part of this group, Chinese support group, and he's been using for like 5 hours now. And if you are actually using extensions, then you'll also be able to see their idle time. You'll know if they're actually using the application or not. But in its base form, OpenLM tells you who's using, what they're using, when they started, everything. So I want to jump to a client system just to show you the same report. Let me just refresh the page. Just to show you the same report, the same license usage, license servers report, but a report that is from an actual client. Now I'm loading now a client database. It's a client that allowed us to use his database. Of course, it's anonymized, so you see a lot of anonymized servers and groups and different usernames. But let's go over there. Let's see the license server screen, and let's see what's going on right now. Now, keep in mind that this is a client database that we got a while back, and it did not receive live data after that, of course. So what we see here is all the different license servers that that client had. Now, why did I want to open this up and show you? Well, I wanted to show you a system with many different types of license managers, FlexLM, DSLS, LMX, BetaLM. We support 30 different types of license managers. Now, if you go to the OpenLM website and you scroll down, then you'll be able to see our license managers list. Under here, what we cover, license manager, and you can see the full list here. Easy Copy, BetaLM, DSLS, RMS, HASP, Flexera, whatever you choose. We got all the market leaders. Now, once you can have everything in one place, this guy has almost 200 different license servers. Once you have everything like in one place, then great. You can understand what's going on with your licenses right now. You understand the status of them right now, how many are used, how many are free, and so on. But you're probably looking for some statistical information to show you if you're utilizing your licenses correctly, meaning that if you're overspending on licenses, maybe underspending on licenses, you'll need to check that. So how do you do that? Well, OpenLM has the license usage report, which allows me to see that there were 70 licenses here, for example, but well, it never around here it never really went over like 9, 10, maybe 15 concurrent users. But as time goes on, sorry about that. can you hear me now? Sorry about that. I got muted. Sorry. Um, so what I was talking about. Once the license usage get maxed out, then users start getting denied. But you can get a better understanding of that when viewing the heat map display. So for example, you can see that in the middle of the day during working hours, you see that there most of the usage resides. You see that Sundays and Saturdays are basically green. They're basically clear. Not a lot of usage there. So let's say you got a license server that follows the sun. You got a license server that supplies licenses to the USA, then to Europe, then to Japan or something. So you can see if the licenses are well utilized across the day. But okay, we were talking about the chart, the fact that users start getting denied when the license quantity matches the concurrent license usage, meaning that all the licenses from the pool were checked out and now the license pool has nothing. So if someone tries to get a license, they will get denied. Now this is also visible in OpenLM. This you can also view in the denials report, which enables you to pretty much aggregate the usage however you'd like. The denials themselves. So here we can see it by group. Again, this is a client database, so you got weird looking groups here. But you can see how many denials were for each group. Or maybe you want it by user. So you can see the denials by user. Or maybe you want it within a day, the hours of a day. So for example, here I see that 2 o'clock is like my most denied hour. Now, of course, that you can get it also as a table, as a chart, as a pie chart, as a line chart, whatever you choose. But okay, up until here, we've seen what's going on right now with the system. We've seen how to know if we are far from maxing out our license, meaning that we can estimate the health of the license. We can know how many licenses we need beyond that because we see a certain amount of denials. We know that a certain amount of denials correspond with a certain amount of users as well. We can query that and know how many denials we had, who had the denials, and how many. But these two still don't give you anything solid. They don't give you anything concrete. Nothing that we can write home about. It's like, okay, cool, we got concurrent usage. You can see the usage, you can estimate kind of the health of it. You can estimate the amount of licenses you need more if you have many denials, okay. But nothing still gives you a concrete number, right? So OpenLM comes to do just that, give you a concrete number, tells you that you need 30 licenses. Without a doubt, you need 30 licenses. Now, how does it do that? Basically, it enables you to set a certain quality of service. Now, I'm not going to go over the entire report, what it says, each point and all that. I'm just going to go over the main parts, what's really interesting here. So what is quality of service? Let's say that you're okay with the fact that your users will get denied 5% of the times, meaning that they will get the license 95% of the time. Now, this is statistically speaking. So if I'm okay with the fact that 95% of the times my users will get the license, then I see that I only need 45 licenses right here. The QoS line tells me that I only need 45. Now let's say that I'm okay with 90%, meaning that 9 times out of 10 they'll get the license. So I only need 30 licenses here. I have 70, but I only need 30. So that was the exact number you were looking for. You were probably looking for a number to tell you I need this amount of licenses. I don't want an estimation, I want the number. So there we go. The utilization report does just that. Now, what do you get out of it? Once you install OpenLM for an evaluation of 30 days, then at the end of that period, you'll have 30 days of information, 30 days of data, which you can compile with the license utilization report. And then you can get immediate, well, it's not immediately, it's after a month, but at the end of the trial, you will get not an estimation, an exact number of what you need. And of course, if it has more statistical information, it will be more accurate. But what we've seen with clients that start off evaluations and check out this report, we've seen between 15 to 30% license decrease, license cost decrease. Now, this is mainly due to the fact that, well, you might have some licenses that are simply not very used. There you have the impression that they're used, but they're not really used. Now you can know. And next time that you go up to the vendor, you can tell him, I don't need the 70 licenses that I bought beforehand. I only need 30 licenses. Or maybe I'll buy 35 licenses to be on the safe side, but I don't need the 70 licenses that I bought before. Now, we can take a look at it from another direction as well. Now, besides showing us how many licenses we need with the license utilization report, OpenLM can also show us how many licenses and which features we don't need. Meaning that, well, let's say I'm looking at this report and I see that I need 30 licenses from this feature. Okay, but this feature comes within a package, a product package. Now, do I need all the features within the package? This way, you can tell if you do. For example, this one, I see that 70 licenses were never used. So this was not used at all. This one, like 35 licenses, not used. So this way I can mix and match and understand my utilization even for certain features. So I know if to buy them next year, or maybe I just buy a different package. Maybe yes, I buy a smaller package. Maybe I buy just the feature itself. It depends. So what do we see in OpenLM basically used with this report? What we see a lot is people install the OpenLM broker on the workstation. Let me show it to you again. So the OpenLM broker itself, it sits on the license server. Sorry, not the workstation. It sits on the license server itself, and it tracks all the open ports there and tries to find all the license managers there. So we find that this report helps our clients mainly with finding license servers, features, license managers that no one is using. They're resupplied. Licenses are being purchased each year for those license managers, for those features, but it's not actually used at all. So you can get the full insight on your licensing system, both past, present, and future. You'll get the current status of things, you'll get all the statistical analysis that you'll need, but you'll also get predictions, as you see here. Now, OpenLM has one more report that I want to go over. Let's say that you'll also want to have some kind of organizational billing, organizational group billing. So OpenLM is able to connect to an Active Directory and synchronize all the users from the Active Directory. And you can define different rules to that Active Directory synchronization. You can tell it to, well, take all the users under this node and put them under the same group and name them sales or something. Or you can tell the synchronization extension to keep the hierarchy that you have, and you'll have all the hierarchy that you already have in your Active Directory. It can also group users by a certain attribute that they have. Let's say that I'm from the sales team and my attribute in an Active Directory says sales. So you also have it. We will both be grouped in the same group because we have the same field, the same value in the field. So those users, if you group them, you can also understand how long they've been using their features, which features have been used. For example, let me choose the groups here. So I see a summary here that says, well, pre-sales, Chinese pre-sales have been using the application more than the others, and USA marketing the least. Now I can get a full table of all the sessions with all their details. For example, their group, their workstation, when they started, when they ended, their server, feature, everything, even how long they were using and how long they were idle. Now, this, of course, can be exported to a CSV file. And from there, you can just play around with the data, do whatever you want with it. And that's about it. I'm not going to go over all the reports of OpenLM today. It's a lot of reports. We got many different types, both widgets, operational report, management report, just reports. But not to overload you, I think that I'll finish here. You can really see the flow of how OpenLM can help you to understand your licensing status and licensing situation. But now I would like to hear from you. If you have any questions, just go ahead. Just ask. I see I already have a few questions here. Besides, you're muted. We cannot hear you. Okay. One moment. Okay, I have a question here from Martin. Okay, Martin is talking about the OpenLM generic output syntax. Now, this is the ability to connect OpenLM with a generic license manager that you created. So let's say that your organization created a certain license manager. You'll just need to give it the output that OpenLM generic type needs to get, and that's it. And it will be incorporated into OpenLM just like the other license servers. The OpenLM generic syntax, Martin, is a function which is included in all versions. It is free. You can do it right now, no problem. If you need assistance, let us know. Let the support team know. We'll be happy to help. But yeah, it's totally free. You got it now. If you have OpenLM installed, just run it. I have Mike asking a question here. So the report can indeed be scheduled and sent out to different emails. Yes, this uses the report scheduler extension. Now, this is not a paid extension. It's a free extension. You can just download it and you'll be able to schedule all the reports in OpenLM, so no problem. I have a question from Soren. I really hope I'm pronouncing this right. So he asked, how do you calculate the number of licenses needed exactly? Do you consider working hours? Well, so you can, if you'd like. Let's go there. You can define your working hours and then you can filter by those working hours. So let's consider only working hours and see how it changes. So the report changed quite a bit. Now I see that consider only the working hours, meaning that I am considering only these peaks right here. So let's consider only the working hours and see how it looks like. So I'm considering only these peaks right now, and if I'm considering only those, then the license amount that I need is 52 licenses, not 70 licenses, 52 for 90%. 95%, well, I'll need 57 licenses. Again, it really depends. Sometimes, because this is a pretty good feature, so it has a pretty good curve. But let's try to find another one and let's see how it can help us. So let's take the low ball, the low watermark. So this, for example, shows us, oh, this feature never went over 16 licenses pooled at the same time, never. So right off the bat, you know that you don't need 70 licenses, you need 16 tops. So of course, you can consider working hours, but let me try to explain what we're seeing here so you'll understand a bit more about it, seeing as you asked. So this shows us the amount of time spent on each concurrent usage level in percentages. Now this is a mouthful, I know. No licenses pooled at all licenses in the license server, no one is using anything, was like 3% of the time, almost 4% of the time. One license used, only one. All the 70 licenses are in the pool, only one pooled, about 4.15%. And so it goes. And you see that like 16% was like almost 0%, probably 0.00 something. So this is how, when aggregated, we can tell exactly how many licenses we need. Does that answer your question, Soren? I hope it does. Wonderful. Mark is asking, can you have custom reporting in OpenLM? Well, there are two ways. First of all, you can either just export the data as I've showed you. You go to the table itself and you simply click the export button, and then you'll get an export link of a CSV file. And then you can just take it to Excel and just play with it. Or if you like, you can use the Reporting Hub extension. Now, the Reporting Hub allows you to connect any BI tool, any business intelligence tool, to the OpenLM reporting database, not the source database, the reporting database, which is created. Okay, guys, so if none of you have any more questions for me, I'll say thank you and bye. But first, before I do that, know that if you have any questions about OpenLM, if you want something answered, if you want something installed, anything, just go to our website. And first of all, you can send us an email to support@openlm.com or sales@openlm.com. But like the fastest, best way to reach us is if you open up the website and go here. There's like a little chat icon. You can click here, and you start up a chat with us. Now this rings all across the offices of OpenLM, so you'll be bound to be answered. Also, you can click contact us, and you can simply call us to one of the contact numbers that we have here. Abhijit is asking, oh, hi Abhijit. Do we need an agent to be installed on the workstation for node locked licenses? Now, yes, if you want to track not floating licenses, but licenses that are locked to the machine itself, to the workstation that they're on, then yeah, you will need the agent in order to monitor that, of course. But basically, if you use a floating, you want to track floating or network license managers, then you don't need it. You just need to install the broker on the license manager, nothing to be installed on the workstation. Yes, indeed, the agent can be pushed using SCCM. It's a fairly simple configuration. You can we have even a documentation on it here. You could just go to our website, click the little search icon, and then you got like the how-to documentation of SCCM. You got all the different steps. You even got the full documentation if you like the full process with pictures and everything. So, but if you're having issues, let us know. Wonderful. No problem, Abhijit. Happy to help. John is asking, does the agent have extra cost? Now, depends. If you want to use the agent within its basic format, within its most basic form, you just install it and that's it. You don't need any extensions, nothing. Then you get a few benefits. But you can also use it with extensions, the agent, and then it will cost more and it will give you more functionality. Now, I'm not gonna dive too deep into it right now, but we have a dedicated webinar on it. It's a webinar for empowering your end user, it's called. What I suggest, if you're interested in that and you want to view that, then just go to YouTube and just write down OpenLM end user. Just search for OpenLM end user, and you should find the webinar of empowering. Where was it? I'll try and find it for you. I don't see it here. Okay, there we go. Empower your end user webinar. Now I will give this link to marketing along with this recording of this webinar, and so you'll also have it. You'll also be able to see it. Okay. Oh, you're most welcome. Okay, so thank you guys. Have a great day. Thanks. Bye.